This is Geek News Central. My name is Todd Cochran, coming to you from the new media production studio in Coldwater, Michigan. The lead stories are Amazon is criticized over their tornado procedures at their warehouse. The DGI is on the U.S. government bad boy list once again. The Mars helicopter has reached a historic 30 minutes of flight time. Every minute of helicopter flight time in Mars is historic. An HR Block sues Block. I want to welcome you to episode 1575 of the Geek News Central podcast for Thursday, December 16th. This show is sponsored in part by GoDaddy.com and listeners just like you. Great deals from GoDaddy can be found at geeknewscentral.com/GoDaddy. You can support this show today at geeknewscentral.com/insider. Of course, we want to give a warm welcome to all the new listeners of the podcast. Thank you for being here. Make sure you get over to geeknewscentral.com when you're on the website. You can subscribe or follow via the right-hand column of the website, either Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, Amazon Music. There's just all kinds of combinations there. Wherever you listen to your podcast, we are at. Of course, you can always manually subscribe to the show as well. But all those links are right there on the website. And, of course, get signed up for a newsletter. Newsletter contains everything I'm going to talk about during the show. And that's a great way to stay connected with the podcast so that you know when a brand new episode is ever out. If you've got comments about the show today, all you got to do is send me an email, geeknews@gmail.com, geeknews@gmail.com. @geeknews is my Twitter address. You can always join our Mastodon chat room at geeknews.chat, be part of the Federation or our Discord channel. That's available via the website as well. You can always follow me on Facebook as well. Partner shows are all linked at geeknewscentral.com. That includes the new media show, the Pro Gear Guru site, the Gadget Professor, Mr. Don Bain, GNC Weekend Review with Scott and Kirk. Definitely check all the shows out. Definitely appreciate it when you do. Of course, this show would not be possible without the longest running continuous sponsor of a podcast. That's our good friends over at GoDaddy.com. And you can save lots of money by using my promo codes. Anything from 30% off a new product purchase to $4.99.com. On new or transfer domains for new customers, $2.99 a month economy hosting for the first year of the free domain, and $2.99 a month managed WordPress hosting for the first year, again, with the free domain. Great deals. Give the gift that keeps on giving. No, not an STD, a GoDaddy hosting account. $2.99 a month economy hosting for the first year of the free domain, $2.99 a month managed WordPress hosting for the first year with a free domain. Also, a free trial GoDaddy website builder, your choice of personal business to business plus plans. Check it out. Definitely go over there and check out my GoDaddy deals. Every listener that uses the promo code is just like writing a check to the show. We want you to do that. Geek News Central listeners save an average of 94% on product purchases at GoDaddy and an average of $3.50 on each GoDaddy domain name. All those codes work. Use them. Save money. We definitely appreciate it when you do. If you're watching today on live, thanks for checking in. Andrew, thanks for saying hello. Thanks for being here. And, of course, anyone else is listening or watching the show, definitely check in via email. That's the place to do it, of course. That's where we want to hear from you. We got lots of stuff in the stack today, of course. Where was I on Monday? Well, about 5 p.m. on Monday, I just kind of hit a wall. Did not feel well at all. And went home and promptly went to bed. And I don't know what it was, but Tuesday morning I felt okay. But Monday night, it was just not good. So now the rush is on to get ready for Christmas. Hope your Christmas shopping is done. Mine is not complete yet. It's close. But, of course, right after Christmas, I start getting my brain engaged to think about the CES. Of course, CES is CES. CES is no longer what they used to call CES. It's just CES. So I want to say something else, the 3-letter designation it used to be, but it's not that anymore. So I'm focused on going to the CES show. And I fly out of here January 2nd to go to the event. Look forward to being out in Vegas for a few days. I haven't been out in Vegas in wow. I mean, maybe 2 years. Yeah, 2 years, I think. Because Rona hit right after the last CES. So pretty crazy stuff to think it's been 2 years since I've been out in Vegas. So airline tickets are booked. Hotel is booked. Ready to go see some cool stuff. And maybe get just a little bit of a regular break as well. So I'm looking forward to that. Kirk was chatting with me today a little bit in Slack. Of course, you can join our Slack channel if you want by sending me an email. Kurt was chatting with me on Slack. He's all ready for CES. He's excited to go out. You know, I think after, what is it now? 15 years of going to Vegas for CES. I'm not as excited as I used to be. Maybe it's a sign of the times. Maybe I'm getting old. Who knows? But anyway, that's what's going on. All right, so let's go ahead and get into the stack of stuff today. Got a great lineup of stuff. Thanks for Kirk for doing a great job on the pre-show production tonight. Fantastic. And, of course, if you're watching us, no matter where you're watching today, whether it be Twitter, Twitch, YouTube Live, wherever it may be, thank you for being here. Thank you for getting checked in and saying hello. Always stay hello in the stack. Definitely appreciate it when you do. See if I can click enough buttons here and close something accidentally. Let's bring this back up. There we go. So what's in the news? Well, that first of all, we have to really, that the storms that went through were horrible. Absolutely horrible. The loss of life at that candle factory, and it's horrendous what happened there. And but like anything else, Amazon's being criticized over safety at its tornado-hit warehouse and is facing questions over health and safety policies. By the U.S. state of Illinois after 6 workers died when the building was destroyed. The sister of one of the victims said this would have never happened if they cared about lives over productivity. The company says his team had worked quickly in response to the tornado. The roof collapsed as the storm hit. Kelly Nantel, an Amazon spokesperson, said the statement of the company is deeply saddened by the deaths of those died. Clayton Cope, 29, who spoke to his family on the phone shortly before the building in the town of Edwardsville, Illinois, was struck. His mother had called her son to warn him of the tornado's approach. We told him it looked like the storm was heading that way and that he needed to get to shelter. Clayton, who had previously trained in the Navy, told his mother he would first warn his coworkers. Now questions are being raised over whether adequate shelter was available, whether workers were advised to go there immediately, and whether the ships should have gone ahead that evening at all, giving the warnings of severe weather. The Edwardsville site received tornado warnings between 8:06 p.m. and 8:16 local time before the tornado struck the building at 2027. Amazon sent a statement when contacted by the BBC with events happening incredibly fast. The company said the team worked incredibly quickly to ensure as many employees and partners could reach the shelter-in-place site. One cargo driver, Austin J. McEwen, 26, died in the bathroom where many workers said they had been directed to shelter after receiving emergency alerts on their mobile phones. I was just getting in the building and they started screaming, "Shelter in place," said David Koziak, 26, who's worked at the facility for 3 months. We were in the bathrooms. That's where they sent us. It sounded like a train coming through. The ceiling times came flying down. It was very loud. They made us shelter in place until we left. It was at least 2.5 hours in there. Amazon said following a tornado warning, company procedure was for all employees to be notified direct to move to a designated and marked shelter-in-place location. So the majority of the team had taken shelter. The primary designated location firm said, but a small group had taken shelter part of the building that was hit by the tornado. This is where most of the tragic loss of life occurred. So we know that 100 people have died from that storm last Friday. And a 200-mile area. Just a horrendous storm. So thoughts and prayers go out to all of them. And yeah, you work in a big building. Whew. The roofs come off pretty easy. I know. I've been worked in big buildings, hangars specifically, where the roofs came off when Typhoon Omar, which I went through, had sustained winds of 185 miles per hour with peaks of 215. At least that's where the little propeller left the weather station at 215. It departed the pattern. So things can get wild when the winds get insane. The U.S. Treasury, moving on here, U.S. Treasury claims DGI assists Chinese surveillance of Uyghurs. Oh my gosh, oh my God, how am I going to pronounce this? Uyghurs. Uyghurs. I apologize if I destroyed that, and block investments. The Treasury has put the drone maker and 7 other companies on its Chinese military industrial complex list. This is not the first time they have been pointed out. Last year, the U.S. added it to the Department of Commerce entity list, which marked it as a national security concern and banned U.S. companies from exporting technology to it. Today, the Treasury Department put further sanctions on DGI, including it as one of 8 Chinese companies added to the non-SDN Chinese military index complex companies. This is big. As described in the section of the statement shown above, the U.S. government says these companies support efforts to surveil and track the Uyghur people in Xinjiang. Last week, the White House announced a diplomatic boycott of the 22 Winter Olympics in Beijing due to those activities. During a press conference yesterday, Chinese Foreign Ministry spokesman Zhao Lian was asked about the ban. We noted relevant reports. I'd like to stress that China always opposes U.S. move to overstretch the concept of national security and exert unwarranted suppression on Chinese companies. Well, some of them are deserved. DGI spokesman Adam Lisberg did not comment today's action, but referenced to the company's response to last year's sanctions, which read as follows: DGI has done nothing justify being placed on the entity list. Blah, 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 blah. Have they? This isn't done lightly. What do you think? geeknews@gmail.com is the email address where you can leave comments. Do you believe these companies at all when they say we don't help the Chinese government? I think you might. Be mistaken on how they operate in China. NASA's Mars helicopter has tallied a stunning total of 30 minutes aloft. Ingenuity has done something almost unthinkable. Frigid temperatures, rocky terrain, a thin atmosphere, dust. NASA's Mars helicopter has pushed through it all. Although Ingenuity's successful 17th flight in December 5th also brought a minor communication hiccup, put the rotorcraft in accumulated 30 minutes and 48 seconds of flight time, but it didn't communicate near the end of its flight. So they were a little worried about that, but it's checked in, says I'm healthy, I'm alive, come on down. So we'll see. It was scheduled to take its 18th flight yesterday, but they need to get some data back and make sure the communications are good. So keep you advised on that. But it did communicate, did check in. H&R Block sues Jack Dorsey's Block for trademark infringement. The tax prep believes Square's new name will tarnish its brand. Block may have hit a snag in its rebranding effort, as per the Wall Street Journal. The tax prep firm said the name change could hurt its brand and wants Jack Dorsey's payment outfit stopped using the name and a logo it contends is nearly identical to its own. The goodwill that Block has also so carefully created and nurtured over the past 6 decades is now under attack by a Silicon Valley fintech company. We reached out to Block for a comment. No one else has responded. Square changed its name to Block at the start of December. At the time, the company said it wanted a name to better reflect the expression of its business beyond payments and the growing importance of blockchain technologies. Where things may get tricky in terms of trademark infringement complaint is that Block bought Credit Karma tax prep business in 2020, plans to offer tax returns through its Cash App. In trademark cases, court will look at similarities between the products and services two companies offer. It will also consider how the two may compete against one another. So, might be time to think about a new name there, Square or Block, because I think HR Block's got a pretty strong case. Now, we've had my company, Blueberry Podcasting, has a number of trademarks. We've spent a lot of money on those trademarks. We spend a lot of money on international trademarks to protect our business. And it's more names beyond what we have already, some that you don't know, some that you do. And we've had some companies that we have to police it and make sure people aren't infringing. And we found one company that was using a trademark, one of our trademarks, and it was but a completely different product. There was no way there was going to be any confusion in the marketplace per se. We reached out to them, said, yes, you're using our trademark, but yes, here's a licensing deal. And very simple. Pay us $1. We'll do a licensing deal, license it for a number of years so that they could continue to do what they were doing, but yet we enforced our trademark. So I think that companies have to do this. It's in their best interest. They build brands. So I fully understand it and understand why H&R Block wants to protect its brand. Got a little Red Bull going on today. Woo! Ring's NYU policing project audit leads to neighbors app changes. A voluntary audit conducted by the New York University School of Law policing project sparks more than 100 changes to Ring's neighborhood app program. So I'm not going to go into this full details. The 2-year audit doesn't seem to slow Ring's pace of production. Companies, which is Amazon's most popular security brand, launched nearly 20 distinct products this year and continues to dominate the rapidly growing video doorbell market. If you want something cheaper, you can buy one from Wyze at a fraction of the cost. Yes, WYZE. Love their product lineup. Adidas is launching an NFT collection with exclusive access to streetwear drops. Buyers will get physical and digital perks. So this NFT game is going on all over the place. And again, Adidas is launching an apparel line of NFTs on Friday called Into the Metaverse, which will offer buyers access to what's essentially a very exclusive fan club. NFT holders will be able to purchase special merch drops, and Adidas says members will help shape what kinds of products and experiences the company puts together for its NFT-owning community. Adidas is in the metaverse. Senior Director of Digital Growth tells The Verge, we want to figure out what would be the dopest thing to do in the space and start involving communities. We're activating this NFT and how we should manifest in the virtual world. Okay, great. The NFTs will sell for 0.2 ETH, or about $800 starting December 17th through Adidas website. Adidas declined to share how many NFTs would be sold, citing security protocols, and decide whether the company will receive royalties on NFT resales. The company is also unable to share imagery description of what Into the Metaverse NFTs will look like before the story was scheduled to publish. So what do you think? Should I do NFTs for previous Geek News Central episodes? Would you like to own a Geek News Central episode, the rights to it, through an NFT? Google's last-minute holiday shopping tools track prices and abandoned carts. So with time ticking away before shipping deadlines put a stop to your online holiday shopping, Google's highlighting a new few features that will help you out. It's not lost on us. These features used to keep track of stuff to help you shop also will use for the nearly $2 trillion company that makes most of its money from serving up relevant ads. But you probably use Chrome anyway, so you should know that a new feature is the mobile browser on Android will show updated pricing for items inside your open tabs grid, so you know if the prices suddenly drop. Chrome says iOS Chrome browsers will get the feature in the coming weeks. Another handy tool for Android browsers is the ability to search the internet for something you're already looking at in real life using Google Lens inside Chrome. The lens icon will pop up in the toolbar, and you can use the camera to identify something on a shelf or in a window and start searching without typing. This is also coming in desktop browser soon, where you can right-click Then select search images with Google Lens and the mouse cursor draw over whatever is catching your eye in the picture. So just making it easier for us to buy stuff. That's all they're doing. 6 more women have sued Tesla, alleging they were sexually harassed at work. The workers said they encountered verbal harassment and, in some cases, groping. Tesla and its CEO, Elon Musk, did not respond to requests for a comment. In 6 separate lawsuits that were filed in California's Alameda County Superior Court, 5 former workers at Tesla's Fremont factory and service centers and 1 current worker said their colleagues or supervisors frequently demonstrated sexist behavior, including catcalling and making lewd comments about women's bodies and, in some cases, groping. Wow. The 6 women attorneys, a partner at Rudy Exlard, Ziff, and Lowe, says Tesla broke law, specifically the Fair Employment and Housing Act, by failing to prevent the alleged sexual harassment and retaliation against some employees. The women are seeking compensation, damages, declaratory and injunctive relief, and attorney fees. So, quite an article here, and link will be up in the show notes from Business Insider. The NYPD is reportedly mulling a $12.3 million deal with Tesla for up to 250 electric vehicles. If finalized, the police department would buy as many as 250 Model 3 electric cars. The department is one of many that's looking to using Teslas as police cruisers. So they definitely have the acceleration. The question is, do they have the range? Ransomware Attack hits major payroll company right before Christmas. Paychecks at GameStop, Whole Foods, and other stores may be affected. We know that ransomware has been a recurring problem throughout this year, and this latest attack could be particularly severe for some workers. NBC News reports workforce management heavyweight Kronos has suffered a ransomware attack that could affect its ability to handle hours and payroll as well-known companies like GameStop, Honda, and Whole Foods. Kronos reported attack on December 11th, but it was until December 13th that the company warned it may take several weeks to fully restore functionality. The company didn't identify the perpetrators. It also couldn't completely rule out a connection to the recent Log4j vulnerability, but went through rapid patching and supply chain checks to make sure systems weren't susceptible. So, wow. A lot of companies use external payroll services. And a blog post over at Chain Analysis talks about the biggest threat to trust in cryptocurrency is really the 2021 scams are at all-time highs, and the amount of money lost. Total yearly cryptocurrency value received by scammers 2017 to 2021. In 2017, it was about $3 million. 2018, it was about $2.25 million. 2019, almost $3 billion. In 2019, it was almost $8 billion. This year, it was almost $4 billion. In 2021, we're just over $7.5 billion of money that has been stolen through scams and cryptocurrency hacks and so forth. It's just crazy. This is a crazy article that talks about how these scams work. It's really, really pretty impressive what the scammers have been able to pull off and how much money they've been able to steal. Apple is joining the ranks of companies delaying their return to office. The prospective date has moved to February to, well, we'll see. So we will see if that happens. You want to go in the Apple store now? They've again put in mask mandates. So none of that going on here in Michigan right now. DirecTV will hike prices for most streaming plans next month. The spinoff from AT&T didn't help pricing. So prices are going to go up between $4 and $12 per month, depending on the tier you're on and the plan you're on. So, yep, there you go. About ready to cost more money to use Direct. A new spyware for hire predator's been caught hacking phones of politicians and journalists. Cytrox is one of 7 surveillance companies now being banned from Meta's platform, Meta being Facebook. Well, NSO Group was taking flack for hacking into phones of journalists, activists, and human rights defenders. An entire class of spyware makers and surveillance for hire outfits were operating as normal, largely unnoticed. These private surveillance groups develop and deploy never-before-seen exploits that quietly hack into and steal the contents of a victim's phone. call logs, text message, emails, location data, and more, often on the behalf of authoritarian governments targeting their most vocal critics. Meta said Thursday it removed more than 1,500 Facebook and Instagram accounts associated with 7 outfits, which the company said were used for reconnaissance, social engineering, and sending malicious links to thousands of victims in over 100 countries. Meta said it's notified around 50,000 people it believes were targeted by the 7 groups. One of the banned companies, Citrox, a North Macedonia-based spyware maker, Meta said it found the company using a vast infrastructure of web domains mimicking legitimate news sites to target the iPhone and Android devices of its victim. Meta said it sent legal notices to Citrox and blocked hundreds of domains associated with the infrastructure. And it just goes on and on and on. So this is a long article. Talks about all these companies. Cobwebs, Cognite, Black Cube, and Blue Hawk were banned in addition to Beltrox, an Indian hacking outfit. And also, it's accused of hacking to thousands of email accounts belonging to politicians, government officials, and China-based spyware maker believed to be used by China's law enforcement. So there you go. Link will be up in the show notes. The Pixel 6 could still get Face Unlock feature. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see. But the regular Pixel 6 may be left out in the cold. So there's been some code seen. Maybe it'll happen. Maybe it won't. Google One is giving away $10 Play credit to T-Mobile subscriber. The offer is part of the Google One Benefits program. Google One subscribers can redeem their offer from Google One Benefits page. T-Mobile and Google have joined forces earlier this year to offer an exclusive $5 Google One plan to T-Mobile postpaid customers. So be aware of that. I've got a T-Mobile phone. I don't ever get any of these like bennies. How do you get this stuff? Pretty cool article on Toyota, though. Toyota gives a robot a soft touch and better vision to amplify what they're saying is our intelligence. Toyota Research Institute's latest robots can't be fooled by clear packaging or mirrors, and apparently that's a breakthrough. So, good article on the robotics and what they're doing there. They say they're going to help our lives, like they're going to go shopping for us and so forth. Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens about this. And I'm sure we'll see some of this at CES. Spotify has added ratings to podcast. Let Joe Rogan know how you feel about this show. And if you're listening to this show on Spotify, which I know there's about 10 of you that do, please rate us 5 or 10, whatever the highest star count is. And if you're not listening on Spotify, and you got Spotify app, load the show up and rate us anyway, please. I definitely appreciate it. The 5-star rating goes live today. And let's listeners use the 1 to 5 stars to determine how much they liked a show. I know you guys just love this show on Spotify. NASA Solar Probe becomes the first spacecraft to touch the sun. The Parker Solar Probe entered the region of space no spacecraft had ever gone before and survived. After 990 days speeding through the solar system, getting orbital boost and gravity boost, they have blasted through the corona, the outer corona of the sun. And how close did they get? 5.3 million miles. For reference, Mercury is around 6 times further at 36 million. We know we talked about plasma explosions already earlier in an earlier show. But they're over the next 2 years, they're going to try to get as close as 4.3 million miles. So we'll see if this spacecraft survives. We know it is traveling at an unfathomable speed. And I think it'll do like from East Coast to West Coast in like 3 seconds or something like that. It's just something crazy. Arrival offers an early look at its first electric cars, and it basically looks like a taxi. The Anglo-American startup is hoping to revolutionize the design and manufacture of electric cars. It's ready to talk about its first car. It's called the Arrival car. And it's basically, much as the company doesn't want to call it a taxi, this is more or less what the Arrival car is, an electric update to the London black cab for the cities of the future. But it's supposed to be more efficient, of course. So Anyway, another electric vehicle manufacturer on the spot, Arrival. Uber is expanding its person-to-person deliveries across the United States. We know that in March of 2020, Uber started person-to-person package delivery service. Now the company's expanded to Uber Connect to more than 6,000 towns and cities, including all major metropolitan areas. As with Uber Eats, couriers can now drop off or pick up the package from the customer's door. Previously, Uber Connect only officially had a curbside meeting option. Customers will be able to add delivery notes and instructions for their driver before pickup or delivery. It's probably worth letting them know about a fragile package, for instance. Okay, so we'll see. They don't have Uber here yet. Reddit is going to go public. Announced yesterday that it's submitted a draft registration statement on Form S-1 with the SEC relating to the proposed initial public offering for its common stock. The number of shares to be offered and the price range of the proposed offering have not yet been determined. The initial public offering is expected to occur after the SEC completes its review process, subject to market and other conditions. They are in a quiet period, and for regulatory reasons, we cannot say anything further. So they got about $1 billion in private capital from investors. So those investors want some of their money back, and they want to go public. So what have they done? They have hired a wrestling investor relations head to helm the IPO. So that's what's going on here. What's this guy? John Cena, The Rock, Coach Steve, Hulk. How are they? What does this mean that they've hired a wrestling investor? Let me read through here. The hunt to find the right personnel to make this step was on in September, according to Reuters. It looks like one of the people Reddit found to lead the IPO as head of investor relations is former World Wrestling Entertainment Vice President Michael Guido. So that's how the tie-in is. So anyway, if you're a Reddit fan, link will be in the show notes. Roku is going to be offering a 99-cent trial for Showtime, Stars, and AMC. Do those movie networks actually still exist? I have not been on one of those platforms in a while. So let's see here. It's offering a 99-cent trial on a bunch of subscription services between the 23rd and January 1st. Eligible users can sign up for the likes of Showtime, Stars, Epic, AMC, BET, BBC Select, Acorn TV, Hallmark Movies, Lifetime Movies, the Roku channel, and pay less than $1 for the first month. And then how much does it cost? It doesn't say. I'm sure you'll find out the details if you want that 99-cent plan. Google, though, has announced Kaya, K-A-Y-A, which will enable people to create new digital businesses. The announcement was made in a post on the keyword written by Nathaniel Haffrey, co-founder of and GM of Kaya. Kaya is a small and agile team dedicated to helping creators build business on the web. Our project began with a simple idea. Creators are the next generation of entrepreneurs. As the CEOs of their own businesses, they need the same commercial tools as successful founders. Since we began live testing in early 2021, we've learned a lot from creators of Kaya, their fans, and other creator economy projects. Creators on Kaya sell everything from trapeze workout guides to wellness training videos, photo filters, beat packs, ASMR read aloud, productivity templates, knitting patterns, and much more. So if you're a creator, not a content creator, it doesn't appear. Kaya is a Google way of competing with Patreon, Ko-Fi, and other similar services. I suppose a creator who uses Patreon or Ko-Fi might want to try Kaya just to see how it works. Okay. Anyway, that's an article that, yes, is over on Geek News Central, written by our own Jen Thorpe. Verizon 5G internet will soon come with a router that supports Wi-Fi 6E. The telecom company is upping its home internet game with a router capable of connecting the next-gen devices on ultra-wide 6 gigahertz band. Less than a week ago, Verizon revealed 3 new cities to its Verizon 5G home internet coverage list. Now, a little more than a week before Christmas, the exclusive revealed to CNET that it's rolling out a new router to customers. The 5G home service costs $70 a month, includes all equipment, tax, and service installation fees. Verizon mobile customers can sign up for reduced to $50. Additionally, new Verizon 5G home internet customers receive an additional perk of free Disney Plus, AMC Plus for a year, $100 bill credit, and a free Google Nest Hub Max. If you're living in an area that has 5G, not me, Elon Musk is telling Jeff Bezos he should spend a little more time at rocket company Blue Origin to boost progress. He says, I work 20 hours a week. Yet, Jeff Bezos only spends 2 days a week in the office. Well, he's got to be in his hot tub, on board his yacht, cruising the world. You know, if I was rich, I think I'd only work 2 days a week, too. You know, come on. These guys have made some money. Elon Musk is still young. Jeff Bezos a little older. So, you know, he's got his billions of dollars. Why not, right? Why not? Over 1,000 Microsoft employees have shared their salaries in a leaked spreadsheet and a push to pay transparency. And there's a pretty long article on it. And here's the takeaway. Some of their software engineers make up to $185,000 a year. Woo! Woohoo! Wow! That's some serious money. SiriusXM has been sued over a lack of podcast transcripts for the hard of hearing. So I don't want to speak too much on this, to be honest with you. I'll let the news article be the way it is. I will say this: Blueberry Podcasting provides all podcasters a transcript free of charge from our partner, Audio Burst, and we support the transcript tag within RSS feeds. The U.S. Department of Homeland Security is launching a bug bounty program, potentially offering thousands of dollars to hackers who help the department identify cybersecurity vulnerabilities within its system, up to $5,000 bounty to back hackers who identify cyber. How are they going to pay it? Because most of these folks want to be paid in crypto. I would doubt the U.S. Homeland Security is going to pay hackers in crypto. OSHA is investigating Apple over its treatment of its employees based upon a whistleblower, Ashley Kovic, has basically filed a complaint with the Department of Labor, and OSHA has opened up an investigation based upon that in itself. Link will be in the show notes. Finally, YouTube may lose ESPN, ABC, FX, and other Disney channels later this week. If they disappear, Google will drop the monthly price by $15. So I'm kind of honest with you. I could care less if ABC, ESPN, FX, and those disappear. They just cost too much. If the bill goes down $15, that's not a big loss of content, to be quite frank. So what say you? I would like to hear from you. All right, we are, yes, very fast approaching the end of the show. And I am so far, if you send an email to me in the last 5 days on geeknews@gmail.com, it's MIA. I've got 1,700 emails in my inbox right now. It's because we've gotten slammed. We gotten slammed from CES email. That's a big part of it. But Sam, I need your PayPal address. If you're listening, send me your PayPal address. Also, I got some other stuff to send over to you too. All right, gonna get out of here. Geeknews@gmail.com. Geeknews@gmail.com. Of course, next week, let's look at the schedule. Next week, I'm sure I'm going to do a show on Monday. Do not see an issue with doing a show on Thursday either. I think the same for next week, Monday and Thursday again. I'll be because we're not into New Year's yet. Christmas is on Christmas Eve on Thursday. So yes, we'll continue pumping these out right up until the 30th, and then I'll be out the week of January 3rd. And there'll be no shows that week at all. But I'm not doing my own advice. The number one pickup time for new listeners to the show is from December 15th to January 30th. So I should be doing a show, but Kirk and I are both going to be in Vegas that week. So We'll have some CES stuff going on for you the whole week on the front page of GeekingCentral.com. Don't worry. That'll be the case. But other than that, let's get out of here. Thank you for being here. Thanks for being part of our family. Take care. We'll see you next week, next live show again on Monday. Everyone take care. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.